What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have the brand new Taurus GX4. Now this is Taurus's latest pistol. It is a micro compact pistol, very similar in size to the P365 or the Springfield Hellcat. I've had this pistol for just under a month and I put just under 500 rounds through it in that time frame. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of reviews on this pistol today. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Taurus sent one for a review. That is not a bad thing though, guys. This way you get a lot of opinions, a wide variety of opinions on this pistol, so that is always a good thing. As far as the disclosure, yes, I do work in the firearms industry, and Taurus did loan me this pistol for the review. Neither one of those things will affect this review in any way, shape, or form, because these are my opinions. No sponsor of today's video, even though I am looking pretty fly in my shall not comply. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting at the bottom, let's talk about the magazines. Made in Italy because they are made by Metgar, which is great. If you don't know, Metgar high-end, high-quality magazines that they make for a bunch of different companies. They are metal. They hold, each of them hold 11 rounds of 9mm, so the factory mags do one up the Sig P365. Those factory mags are only 10 rounds. Bright yellow follower here, which is good. My only beef with the magazine is I wish one of them came with some sort of an extension, a +2 or a +3 extension with a little bit of a pinky. These small guns, they're much nicer to shoot when you have a pinky extension. Now I'm sure someone will make an aftermarket extension for the magazine, if not Taurus themselves, but that is my only complaint with the magazine. Now the grip texture on this pistol is excellent, as well as the grip angle. I think Taurus did a great job on both of them. On the bottom here there is a little cutout if you need to rip or strip a magazine, and the cool thing is it has two different size back straps for different hands. That's something that not all of these micro compact pistols have, so that is a nice little advantage for this pistol. As for the magazine release, it's a little on the small side. What do you expect with a micro compact pistol? This is a very small gun. With that said, it's in a good location, good size, good shape, good texture. Everything about it is great, and it does drop the magazines freely as long as you don't get your man hands in the way. Now, one of the better parts of this pistol is going to be the trigger. It actually has a really nice trigger. I'm gonna put, out of all these micro compact pistols, I'm gonna put it second behind the Shield Plus, and there's a lot of good competition for this gun. I think it's better than the Glock 43X. I think it's better than the Luger, or whatever their new micro compact pistol is called, Max, I forgot what it's called. I think it's better than that. Definitely better than the Hellcat, and I even think it's slightly better than my P365. The only pistol that beats it is the Shield Plus. That Shield Plus trigger is just sensational. It's kind of a flat face trigger. Taurus calls it a flat face trigger. It's flat, but it has a curve to it, whatever, and you also have the trigger, the little trigger safety blade on there as well. But as far as the take-up, it has just a little bit of take-up, and then it gets to a very solid, strong wall. Through that wall, it breaks pretty clean, and then the reset is decent, especially for a micro compact pistol. I think Taurus did a very good job on the trigger overall. I'm not gonna check it with my liming gauge because my liming gauge is broken. Every time I pull it, a trigger, it reads a pound or two less than what it actually is. Like it said, the Nighthawk custom gun had a 1 pound trigger. It's like more like 3 pounds. Every gun, it's been off, so I'm not gonna bother with it. Anyway, the rail. This gun does not have an accessory rail, just so you know. Personally, I do not care. I don't put lights on these micro compact guns, but a lot of the competitors for this gun does have rails, like the 365 and the Glock 43X MOS. So I figured I'd mention it. I'm sure some people will care that it doesn't have an accessory rail. Alright, slide release is one of the more important things to me because I choose to use it as a slide release and not just a slide stop. It is on the smaller side again. This is a tiny micro compact pistol. Good thing is though, you can easily drop that slide with the slide release. So if you're like me and you use it as a release, this gun is good to go. On both sides of the frame here, you do have a little memory notch, a little textured cutout, so you just a reminder where you should keep your finger when you are not firing the gun. The slide has both front and rear serrations, and they're very usable serrations. So however you run the gun, you'll be good. The slide itself is made from a steel alloy steel, however you say that. It has a nitrite finish on it, so I'm going to assume the slide is going to hold up and be pretty durable. It's a similar finish to the Taurus G3 and the G3C, which seem to hold up pretty well to holster wear, so I think the slide will be pretty good. Another thing Taurus did right with these sights is they put metal sights on here. I hate when companies use plastic sights. The rear sight is blacked out. It has a decent little ledge if you need to do one-handed manipulations. Your front sight is a white dot, and I don't know if they're Glock sights, to be honest. I forgot to ask the rep at Taurus. They look like they're Glock sights, and I'll try to get that information before I publish the video. Now, as far as your takedown, it is not a toolless design. There is a slot right here that you're going to need to either use a flathead screwdriver or a spent shell casing or something like that to twist that screw to take it down. I don't think it's a big deal, but I know some of you will not like that, so I figured I would mention it. I'm not going to show you guys how to take this pistol down because I'm going to do a separate video showing how to disassemble and clean this gun for all of you new gun owners. Now, as far as the recoil spring in here, it is a steel dual captured recoil spring. The barrel is slightly over 3 inches. It has a DLC or diamond-like coating, and it also on the top has a small cutout that you can use as a visual loaded chamber indicator. Side of the frame, I wanted to quickly point out the frame rails. They are very, very long. They run across the majority of the frame, much longer than some of the other guns in this category, like the Glock 43X. And I think that's part of the reason that this gun shoots pretty darn nice for a very, very small pistol. Alrighty, while you guys look at the dimensions of the GX4, we're also going to compare it to the P365, the Springfield Hellcat, and the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. While you check those numbers out, I have a question for you. Obviously, I'm doing the review on the GX4 right now. I'm also going to do, again, the disassemble and cleaning video on this pistol as well. Then I'm going to do a video comparing it to the P365. I know this is significantly more expensive, but I think a lot of people are wondering and comparing them and trying to figure out if it's worth spending the extra money on the Sig or to get the Taurus. So here's my question. What else would you like to see a video on? Is there anything else? Comparison videos, whatever. Let me know. Drop it down in the comments and I will do my best to oblige. Let's talk about the pros and the cons overall. First, the biggest pro for me is gonna be the value. What you get for your money from Taurus is always great. They have been making very good pistols at very, very good values. This pistol shoots extremely nice for a very small micro compact pistol. I definitely think it shoots better than the Hellcat. I'm gonna have to compare it again to the 365 before I comment on that, and like I said, I will do that separate review. The sights are good, the trigger's good, slide release and mag release are decent. Overall, I think Taurus did a very, very good job. As far as cons, there's 2 things I would like to see Taurus change, update, whatever. I would love to see an optics-ready version of this pistol. I think they're going to come out with one because they just came out with optics-ready versions of the G3 and the G3C, so I'm sure there will be an optics-ready version of this in the future, which will be great because I will not carry a gun unless it's optics-ready. I am just in love with red dots. Second, I hope Taurus or somebody else on the aftermarket world comes out with a +2 or +3, something like that, base pad extension for these magazines. I think having 1 and 11 rounds so you get a flush fit for concealed carry is good, but having that +2 or +3 would be a nice option. So overall, this is just a sample size of 1. I highly recommend you guys do not make up your mind on a pistol, whether it's good or bad, based off 1 review. I highly recommend we get a much bigger sample size, longer times to know if any gun is reliable and durable. I think Taurus is becoming a very, very solid option. I think all of their recent semi-auto pistols, since they moved their factory, took over that factory in Georgia, their QC has gone way, way up since then, and they've been making some really, really nice, affordable guns. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I have just under 500 rounds through this gun over 4 separate range trips. I mostly shot BPS ammo, which is some lower quality, budget-friendly ammo. I shot 2 magazines of double tap hollow points. I shot some Blazer brass and 1 box of Tula steel case that I had laying around just to see if it would run steel case. And I had 0 malfunctions of any kind, no failures, every single round fired without any issues. And the first 2 times I brought it to the range, I forgot to lube it up. I forgot to throw some of my breakthrough clean on there. So 2 of those 4 range trips, this thing was running raw dog. Before you guys go, let me give a big thanks to Taurus for sending me this pistol out early. It is greatly, greatly appreciated that I could get some rounds through this gun before the release date. If you are looking to support the channel, there are many, many ways to do so. There is a link to some Tiberious swag down in the video description. These are the companies who support me with affiliate links, including Shall Not Comply. I also want to thank my Patreon supporters because those dudes are just sensational. If you would like to know what reviews I am working on right now, consider following me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Polymer, etc., etc. The links for all of those are down in the video description. Last, but certainly not least, if you think I deserve it, please go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment. And again, if you think I deserve it, subscribe to the channel and enable the bell notifications. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace!